So this man knows how to throw a party. I just lock it up. And everybody around me is just flying around. Josh, we love you still to this day. Oh man, he almost teared me up.
And Drew's got a sport bottle of some concoction made up. I'm crusty, I'm beat up, I've been the black sheep, I've been told I was worthless. This is how I'm gonna show you that I'm gonna take this and make it into something.
All right, guys, welcome back to another amazing episode of Choppin' It Up. I'm the host, of course, Drew. You can call me Chop. And I'm with a special guest, Roxy, of course. She's doing some cameos with us today, and my good buddy, Jeremy Stanton. So the reason Jeremy's here today is when I started this journey of building custom bikes and doing motorcycle type stuff, the second building I rented, we did it together. And at the time, you know, I was still trying to get established. He had a business that was beard oil and like fragrance oils.
Yeah, it was sort of used, I didn't really know what it was, but people used it for a lot, and a lot of bearded guys came around and used it for sure.
We never had a shortage of bearded guys, I can tell you that.
It was a little odd.
Yeah, we often laugh like, you know, grown-ass dudes are coming up to us talking about our beards.
Yeah.
Now at the time though, he didn't have this like cute little cupcake status beard. He had like a good Chopper Tom sized beard. He had a good beard. And if any of you fools that have a long beard, you know how many people come up to you every, man, that's a good looking beard. Thanks, dude. You know, weird stuff.
Yeah, it got crazy.
Yeah,
it got crazy.
It's insane.
Yeah.
But, so you would come into our shop, and we had a cool wall that divided, and we actually hinged a big door, like a big sliding door that like you could drive cars and trucks through it. And he had one half, we had the other half, and that's where it all started. And that's where I built my first chopper at, was with him. And late nights, those were a lot of late nights, because he was still setting up his space, which was way cooler than our space. I can promise you that.
Well, you were busy. Hold on, let's caveat though, because you were busy, like you were humping, you were grinding, and I was making stuff pretty.
Right.
So there was a difference.
No,
right?
absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I'm building the first bike, and I'm trying to figure out, I wanted to do a hand shift and all some other odds and ends to it. And him and another buddy of ours named Jordan came in. He's like, what are you going to do? I said, I'm going to weld this here, weld that there, blah, blah, blah. They come in the next day, and it's done. They're like, holy shit, he wasn't kidding. You know, and because at the time, I hadn't really had a lot of fabrication stuff to do.
No, you were still you were fresh.
I was still doing purchase, bolt-on, call life. I was customizing more than building, we'll say. This was my first chance at building. And then parties we had at that place were just legendary parties. So this man knows how to throw a party. I can promise you that.
I like to get people together.
Well, he would get out there and sing and have a band playing. What you don't know is he is actually a singer as well. He would get up there on stage and he would sing and he would have fun. And you would have, I bet, 200-300 people in that little, we'll call it a warehouse more than a
It was an
shop.
old body shop, but it was pretty big, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was huge. It was huge. So also in that, Nick had his diesel truck, because he had a diesel business running out of that.
He parked a big rig in the back and a boat sometimes. Yeah, it was a big shop.
It was huge. So like, I was using half, he was using half, and then like a little chunk was this, I guess they shipped parts. Like they had a diesel truck and they shipped goods back and forth.
Well, he was in logistics, so he actually sort of played the middleman to get cargo from A to B. So he would, you know, coordinate and hire drivers to take loads and stuff.
So since then, like, I had to leave the space. There was some stuff going on that I wasn't too keen with, and I left the space. And obviously, I didn't move far, but we always stayed in contact. We've stayed in contact. We've both fought demons throughout the way of hierarchy of success brings you to the lows of lows that too much success of times can bring you. And it's funny that we all just all of a sudden stopped what we were doing and we found ourselves together in church at the weirdest thing, like back at church. So it's not uncommon to go and talk to good friends. Like, I don't have to call him every month and be like, hey man, I did this, and this today.
Right.
It does not mean I'm not still your friend. It means, oh, I get it. Life happens. You're busy. Life happens. I get busy. And some things happen. But when we do catch up, it's an hour of laugh and entertainment.
Yeah.
It's just good things come about. And
well, I think there's something, to go back to us sharing the space together. We found ourselves in similar positions of just sort of being on our own, and hustling to meet a goal or a vision. Right. And nobody else really understood the visions that we had. But I think that we found a lot of commonality and camaraderie in that.
Absolutely.
And as you've gone your direction, I've gone mine, but that twain always comes back.
Always comes back. Always. And like I always tell people, nobody's gonna love your baby like your baby.
No, man, because your baby might be ugly.
Right. But it's your baby.
Yeah,
and
it's your baby.
What you have to do to keep things moving. Sometimes it's not the glitz and glamour that you want to see. A lot of people don't see us selling parts on the backside or selling a bike on the back end just to make the rent for that week. Back then everything was up for sale.
Oh, I remember.
Always.
Yeah, it was a fire sale if it had to be.
It had to be, yeah. And let's talk about the '69 C10 I had. You remember my green truck I had?
That thing was so beautiful,
man.
So beautiful. I remember the first time I saw it parked in the shop and you were stenciling the outline of your logo on the door.
Yeah.
Yeah, my jaw hit the floor. That thing was so pretty.
So when I started the shop, I had this wild hair. I needed a shop truck. So there was a group of us out on a poker run. And I'm talking a group of probably 20, 25, riders. And we're running down this backcountry road at probably 40, 50 miles an hour. We're not cooking. And I lock my brake up. I see this farm truck in the distance with a for sale sign. And I just lock it up and spin around. And everybody around me is just flying around. They're like, what the hell's going on, dude? What are you doing? I go, I want to go look at that truck.
Classic Drew.
My mind hit me. If you ever dealt with anybody with ADD, once it's in there, it's in there.
Locked in.
I'm locked in.
Yep.
So we go look at this truck, and it is the ugliest of baby shit green, coolest truck I've ever seen. It was super cool. Had an old Corvette motor in it, I do remember. That was the first motor I blew up.
Yeah.
And then I put a 350 crate in it, and well, that one blew up too. And then I put a ZZ4 in it, blew that one up too.
That's weird. There's a theme here.
Yeah. Apparently, the Power Glide transmission does not like to do straight digs from 60 miles an hour on 255, which is the interstate around here. So I would be going to work at midnight to the casino, and I'd see an old Mustang, and I'd whop, 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 and just messing with him. And then all of a sudden, we're doing a dig all the way till a rod's hanging out. And I'm like, call and work, hey guys, I'm not making it today, So that truck was in there more times than not to get motors put in it. So we changed a few motors in that shop too in my truck. Man. Made some messes. But I tell that story to lead into this. I traded that truck to a guy, so I'm not proud of this, but it makes a good story. A gentleman comes in, an older gentleman, he's probably, now mind you, this was 10 years ago, so I'm probably 35, 36-ish. And we were out, so the shop I moved into after, I had, and I did not move ways because of him. Let's just make that. No. I had a couple partners doing unpartner things that I did not care for. So that's about as nice as I can put it, right?
God love them.
Yeah. I wish them nothing but the best.
That's right.
I hope they step on a Lego, but I wish them nothing but the best. I just want them to feel that Lego pain for 1 second.
It happens. It happens.
But so I moved to another, acquaintance of ours, friend of ours, who's since passed away in a terrible car crash. It was a very talented fabricator that was taken too soon. I can promise you guys that. Josh, we love you still to this day.
That's right. Miss you,
buddy. We still talk about you all the time and the good times we had at the shop.
Yep.
And oh man, he almost teared me up right there thinking about Josh. He was
well, I tell you what, man, I think that we should probably take just a second. And if anybody knows Josh from CFD Fabrication.
Josh Chapman, yeah.
He was probably the biggest heart you could ever meet.
Huge.
And one of the things Josh did was he brought a lot of people together that didn't know each other but would end up loving each other.
He brought a lot of people to the party.
He did.
He did.
So
as goofy as that man is, as he was. And I'll tell you right now, goofy as the day is long.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But
he was an Army vet, and he left behind a little boy and a little girl and a wife, and
sweetest little girl ever.
Yeah,
dude.
amazing people. But yeah, that shop was. That was another shop that you would sleep in at night. I don't think a lot of people know this, but there would be nights where we would come in either at my shop, his shop, or the new shop at Josh's, and there was this old Army cot, and it was like the one I used to have when I was in uniform, and I would see it and have these flashbacks that were not good. But here you were, putting in a couple hours of sleep just so you could grind again.
So what people don't know is I would work from 9 o'clock at night till 6 in the morning at the casino.
Yeah.
I would ride straight from the casino. I would go to the shop. I'd get to the shop about 6:30, and I would pass out until 8:45 every day. And I would get just that little bit of sleep to charge me for the rest of the day. And I'd leave the shop at 4:30, 5 o'clock. I'd go home, get a couple hours of sleep, and that cycle just stayed going.
Yep.
That's when I was younger and didn't realize I needed sleep.
And you were also fitting in a little bit of partying here and there.
Oh
too.
yeah, no, yeah, I definitely got it. I got that in too. So just to tell you what kind of guy Josh was, Josh got tired of me sleeping on this cot, and like his big thing is we had many arguments, and I can still remember where we were at having this argument about me sleeping on the cot.
Yeah.
Because he's like, dude, you're so talented, you don't need to be sleeping on a cot. It doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
And
Yep, that was Josh.
like I wasn't as talented in like the fabrication. It was like here and here. I was here. He was way up here. And because I was just kind of trying to figure out fabrication more so. So every morning, if you know me, you know I'm not your normal person. I like to eat ice cream for breakfast. I like to have ice cream sandwiches for breakfast, candy for breakfast. It's who I am. I'm a toddler.
Unbelievable.
So we would walk to the gas station when he would get to the shop. 8:30, 8:45, he'd kind of knock on the door, get me stirred up a little bit. And I remember I'd always plug my phone into the charger so it could be charging while we went and ate. And we'd walk down and get an ice cream sandwich and we'd eat it. And he's like, you can't stay back there anymore. Me and my wife talked. I said, oh, all right, I'll just sleep in my car. He's like, no, you won't. So he takes me around back to the back side of the parking where no one ever went to because there's no reason for it. There's no reason to go back there.
Nothing back there. Yep.
This guy is such a big heart. He brought his fifth wheel mobile home, parked it at the back of the shop for me to stay in. So
that was Josh.
Josh, the big hearted guy, and that's what I say. He's a huge heart. But so back to the story, we have a guy that walks into the shop. He's got a 79 Shovelhead. It's all red. And it's a little bitty, like frail looking black man. And I shouldn't have stereotyped him. But it shocked me that he had a Shovelhead.
Right.
Because he doesn't, and you have to understand, like I'm a chopper dude. So when you say I have a 79 Shovelhead, I instantly think you have a chopper. Oh, you have a chopper.
Yeah.
No, he had an all original stock 79 FLH.
Which is pretty awesome.
Which is sweet. Yeah. But he had cancer.
Yeah.
And he was trying to get this bike running before he passed with cancer. So I said, well, have you ever thought of selling the bike? He's like, I can't sell this bike. I said, I completely understand. I wouldn't sell it either. Have you ever thought of trading for the bike? And he goes, the only thing I would trade for is that green truck. I said, deal.
No, man.
I swear to you.
I know. I remember it. It broke my heart.
So I traded this man my green truck, my green 69, fully restored. I mean, just got the brand new motor put in, put the new bullet in it.
Yep.
And I just put a 400 turbo transmission that could hold 1,200 horsepower racing transmission in it that I had built. So out with all the old stuff that was blowing up, everything, I maybe had 500 miles on it, And I remember distinctly, like calling, I got the title and everything ready, and I called him to go and have it, just do a switch over, and I was going to ride the bike back to the shop because he was in Collinsville where we were at. And I called him, he's in the hospital on death's door. I mean, he is knocking on death's door. And I'm like, crap.
Dang.
It's not going to happen. Because this was my first chance to actually get an old bike and an old motor and really dive into it,
Yeah.
So his wife calls me. I wish I could think of that gentleman's name, and I cannot think of it for the life of me. His wife calls me, says he's getting released from the hospital tomorrow. If you can meet us at his house with the truck, he'll be available to sign the title and do the switch and everything. So at this point, I feel like I'm really taking advantage of a cancer patient, unfortunately. You know, and I make a stipulation with him. I said, we'll do the trade on one stipulation, that if your kids don't want the truck after you pass, because he's at the kind where he knows he's passing.
Yeah.
It's not like when I'm going to pass. It's like, look, it's got me.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's under 100 pounds. You know, he's talking. This is before COVID, so he's got a mask on his face just to go outside so he doesn't get sicker.
Right. Yeah.
I'm like, man, I can't do this. I cannot take advantage of this guy. This is just this blatant taking advantage of this guy. Well, the kid looks, you're not taking advantage of me. I want that truck. So if anything, I feel like I'm taking advantage of you because I'm getting something that's running and you're getting something that's not. Well, that is what came with it. The most iconic bike I own, the Bandit, is the bike. That started its life from that trade. So when I tell people, I had $0, 0 cents in that bike. They're like, oh, no way. I mean, I gave a couple things up to get it. We swapped, but I had 0 money in that bike. And that's one of the, that was like the whole bike to this day. That's why I pride myself on that bike, is because I won't put something on it that I purchased. It's either got to be handmade by me or handmade by one of my friends that we traded something for to get. So, and that bike will forever remain, like, it only gets a cool part if it's a barter system. So, one of my favorite bikes to ride too, by the way.
It's so typical too. You're like, there was this old, an old buddy of mine gave me this old Yamaha mini bike. And man, we did everything we could to make that little bike cool. And I remember we talked about, man, it'd be cool if it was sort of patinaed out, this and that. Next thing I know, I come in the shop one day and Drew's got a squirt bottle with some concoction he made up. I don't even remember what it was. It was like snake venom, salt, like dog pee.
Peroxide. It was peroxide, salt, and vinegar.
Yeah. So he's spraying on this bike. He's like, we just got to let it sit.
But the best touch on the sides of it were like battery covers, I guess, or some type of covers.
Yeah.
So I had everything nice in a polished, like clean metal, and I put a stencil over it of his logo for the beard oil company he had, and I rusted that in first. Remember?
Yeah.
And then I peeled that off, cleared it, and then rusted over the top.
Yeah.
So it was like a 3D effect of rust, but when you looked at the right angle, you could see his logo.
Yeah, it said Barrel Brands.
Yeah,
pretty.
It was cool. It was. It actually had. We'll get pictures of the bike. I'll show pictures. I have all kinds of pictures of the bike. Actually, we had the bike here. I just didn't dig it out.
But that thing was such a Frankenstein.
It was. It had a Harley front. So it was a Honda.
No, it was a Yamaha.
No. It ended up being a Yamaha. It was a Honda moped first.
No, it was a Yamaha
Okay.
first, and then we got a Kawasaki rear end for it.
We put a dirt bike cradle in it.
Yeah.
And a dirt bike motor in it.
Yeah.
And then I put a Harley front end on it.
Yeah, and a whole,
I put a Harley inverted fork on it. It's 2-stroke. It had a Harley turn signal as a tail light. It had an LED headlight.
it was a monster.
Richie Phillips made one of the raddest.
Oh, dude, I forgot about Red Seat. Yeah.
Josh actually made custom titanium exhaust for it, and then like heated it all to where it was like a gold crusty.
I forgot about that,
Yeah.
man. We got to show that bike some love.
Yeah. And then I got it hooked up to a secondary battery in it, so that way, like, we could putt around on it during night and day. So it had a tail light and brake light, and then it had a headlight. But you had to recharge the battery after a day of use because it didn't regenerate, you know.
Yeah.
But we had little hex clip-on handlebars that Josh turned out of aluminum.
Yep.
For it.
That.
It's just a lot of crazy touches on a little bike.
Little bitty, man. My daughter rode that bike, and she was like, "Dad, I'm scared to death of this thing."
You should be.
Rightfully so. So
It
am I.
sketchy to say the least. Because that dirt bike motor on it really gave it a little bit more ass than it needed.
It gave it more than what it could I mean, it was like coming back into the atmosphere.
Yeah.
It was like everything was shaking.
And it was like, it was a super short wheelbase. So you just barely got it. Wow, okay, we're okay. I remember Ryan's the first time. I'm like, oh God.
It was like if he took an old Shriner.
Yeah.
And made it like gave him a Harley, you know.
But it was the purpose wasn't so much to be an everyday rider. Us to like that was he wanted something cool, a focal part for when he goes to shows and stuff. He could like show it off. And the reason we did like a little bike like that was so it could fit in his you had the Expedition at the time.
Yeah, it fit right in the back.
Fit right in the back. You could take it easy in and out. So like there was a purpose to it, but
I think more than anything, it was just like a creative outlet.
yeah,
That wasn't like nothing hinged on it. It was just what can we do with our minds and our hands to make this thing gnarly? Because it didn't start out gnarly. It started out sort of like kooky and just weird.
and then it just kept going, and you get. I remember, we gonna do that. Oh, huh? Yeah, the dirt bike cradle.
That was the best.
That was like we're gonna put a cradle on here, and a dirt bike will line it dead up, and he's like, huh? And then I still remember getting that one done. I was like, and then I painted. I did the like pinstripe down the middle, like a crusty white pinstripe, and but then came over the top of it and rusted it again to make it look like it'd been there for years.
It's an awesome centerpiece, like a shop.
It is. It is. It's a great spot, and
But I think it also speaks to like I don't want to beat a dead horse, but I think that bike really typifies you. And dude, nothing has changed.
no.
Nothing has changed. I mean, there is not one bit of Drew that is different than that day. It's so awesome, man. It's so nice to see.
I like to take just crusty and like just pieces that everybody's like, oh, that's useless. Let's see what kind of flavor we can give it.
Dude,
you know?
I got a question for you, man. And I think that we both sort of ride this sort of path, or have ridden this path. It's my opinion, and tell me what you think, that outlook is really just a reflection of us.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I'm crusty,
Absolutely.
I'm beat up, I'm banged up, I've been thrown out,
Right.
I've been the black sheep, I've been told I was
Right.
worthless, I've been told I was crazy. This is how I'm gonna show you that I'm gonna take this and make it into something.
Well, and
It's that same thing, right?
100%, because you can even go as far to look at what I ride on a daily.
Right.
You know, this is one of my dailies. This is one I did for Bidwell People's Champ.
Right.
Clean, crisp, shiny.
Yeah.
Least amount of miles I've ever put on a bike I've owned.
Yeah, right. It's too
You know,
pretty, yeah.
just because I'm like, it's not me.
Right.
And the best riding bike, one of the best riding bikes I've ever rode. Like, it just loads of fun, rides itself.
Yeah, yeah.
Too clean.
Yeah.
Too clean.
Yeah.
I-
There's something about that. That reflection is so real.
I'll take both of these bikes to like Glory Days or Mama Tried. They've both been there, you know? The show bike has not won a damn thing.
Right.
The Crusty bike has won them all.
Yeah.
You know, even when they're together, this pile of parts wins.
It's because
You
it's real. And I don't
Yeah.
mean that the other bike's not real. It's
Right.
it's equally as awesome. But it was like it was built with a purpose to do something as opposed to just
Correct.
being.
Like,
right?
I built it for this show that I knew, like, okay, everybody's got to come with the shiniest of the shiny parts, you
Yeah,
know?
man, yeah.
And I'm like, just not me. Still to this day, why I won't do a Born Free or I won't do a bigger show of that nature, because I don't want to build a shiny, clean bike. Like,
Yeah.
that's just not in me, you know? I can't get into it as much as I can. Like a Crusty bike is like I'm building from my soul, like you said. I'm building just a pile of shit from my soul.
Well, it's I don't know, maybe people do get it, but when they get on one of these bikes like this one, that's you.
Right.
That's not something you made. That's you.
Right.
100%.
100%.
And that
Now this bike
that
has
authenticity
evolved.
comes through.
This bike, this is version like 6.0, mind you. This bike has evolved.
Well, yeah, but you've so have you.
Exactly, and that's the beauty of a motorcycle. Me and all of my good friends, we often have this conversation. Go look at a bike the day it's done, and then come back to it 2 years later.
Right.
And look at it again.
Yeah.
And look at how much it's evolved.
Yeah, it was never
to
done.
fit you.
It
They're
was
never
never
done.
done.
They're never done.
It's like a good song. It's never done.
Right. You're
Yeah.
always constantly, oh, that one's going to look so much cooler than what I got on it. So boom. So which leads us into a cool one, a cool little like, what do they call that? The selfish plug, if you will, the unselfish plug.
Hey, do it.
So the reason we've been absent from doing the podcast for a couple weeks too long, not because my social media man Devin is a pain in my ass. It's because he doesn't like to work occasionally. No, that's not it. He's the best. Devin, he'll show his face one of these days. We'll catch him. I promise. And
He's too pretty to be on this camera.
so I had a short stint. I had to leave and go down and spend a couple of weeks with Paul Sr. from American Choppers, OCC American Choppers. He's actually, he did a TV show called OCC The Next Chapter, which what that is he picked 20 builders, or not all of them are builders, we'll call some assemblers. Nothing wrong. Don't start shaming me and flaming me in the comments, because I will tell you the difference if you want to get down to the brass tacks. But he brought 20 assemblers and builders down to Tampa, and he was trying to get more people exposure that he really enjoyed their work. So that's actually airing currently internationally. It's working its way to the States. I don't know who's going to pick it up. So before I get all these comments, well, who's picking it up, where can I watch it? I don't have a clue how any of that bullshit works. I know whoever's got the deepest pockets in the entertainment industry, that's who's going to win it. So I don't know. I will keep you up to speed when more comes out. But since then, from that show, I had another little opportunity, we'll call it.
Opportunity.
To show off our skills. And I can't talk about this too much yet because of, Devin, what are they called? Those fancy paperwork called that I signed? NDAs. Yeah, like, do not resuscitate stuff. I have an NDA that I can't really say the name of what it is, but I can kind of lead you to the path. And if you're smart enough or you grew up in the 2000s watching American Chopper, Gas Monkey Garage, and this particular show, you'll know it. There was quite a few famous builders that came out of the show. Legends, if you will, in the industry today.
No doubt.
Icons that still to this day you think of, correct?
Yeah, rightfully so or not.
One of them could have passed away on the show, believe it or not, at the last episode. Now I think we dialed it into where we really know who it is. We know who it is, what it is.
Yeah, it's an opportunity.
So we had to film that and get that done. So that's coming down the path. Should be airing around January. Once again, I will touch base when it gets ready to air so nobody misses it. As I know right now, there's a couple platforms wanting to pick it up. I don't know shit from Apple Butter on that stuff. You know, I'm not the platform manager. I'm just the crusty chopper dude that built a chopper and wanted to compete against another builder, we'll call it, if you will.
Hey, man.
Assembler.
Yeah.
Assembler.
Proving our worth, right?
Yes. So from that, now, after first of the year, another little opportunity has reared its head. And I'll be, after Thanksgiving, I'm going to sit down and do a full release of it, of what all is going on, so everybody can make sure they watch and watch every one of them to make sure I get paid off of it, because you watching gets me paid. I like that. But while we're talking about getting us paid, if you don't hit the smash and the like, subscribe, and all that, sorry, my phone was going bananas. Don't mind me, ADD got me. Make sure you get that like and follow, subscribe, horsewhip your wife. I don't care what you got to do to get us some followers, but the more you push us out there in the world and sell this stuff, the more content like this we can create and tell some of the stories going down the road about all the stuff that was involved. So there's 3 big TV shows, we'll call them, because that's what they are,
Yeah.
that you're going to be able to see this face on. I know it's sad for the TVs when they're really coming down to this level.
Well, I don't think that. I just remember the first time Drew got on stage with me on my side of our shop. And Drew's knees were shaking and his voice was trembling, and he was in front of maybe 200 people or something. And he's like, "Man, this ain't my jam. This ain't my wheelhouse."
Nope.
And we did it. And I mean, that was some time ago, and to see it now is.
I'm a behind the curtain.
It's so great to see, man. I love it.
So I tell people, I tell people being friends with me is like having that one friend that you know when they call, you can't answer on speakerphone.
Oh, no doubt.
Like I am that
no doubt.
non-speakerphone friend.
Yeah.
When I call you on FaceTime, it's like, okay, I can only answer if I'm in a vehicle by myself.
For real.
Or if I'm in a crowded room, I'm definitely do not pick up that FaceTime.
Yeah.
Because you never know what's coming out of my mind. And it's,
Yeah.
I try to be as respectful as I can. I lied to you when I just said that. I don't care.
Drew's only got one. Drew's only got one volume
Yeah,
too.
me is me. I have no filter. Me is me. If it upsets you, I'm sorry, but deep down, I'm really not. So it's just.
What a ride.
So what these producers of the TVs are realizing, I am not your, oh, stand here, Vanna White. Look at this.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's not me, bro. Sorry, dog, not doing it. What can you do? I don't know. You just roll the camera. I'll do something dumb. Yeah, I promise you. Give me 5 minutes. Something stupid's gonna happen. And so it's gonna be fun. It's neat. It's an area I've never thought I'd be in. I never really don't give a shit to be in. But if it's opportunities here, you'd be a fool not to take the opportunity just to see what happens. So I will say this: there's 2 seasons right now officially. I've signed the NDAs, as my man tells me, because he's also the legal team. we wear many hats at this shop. He's the social media, the religious director, the lawyer. Everything goes through him because, well, he got one of those fancy educations from the colleges, and I didn't. I got mine from the streets, and so I can tell him how to do shit weird, but I'm trying to do everything's on the up and up with him.
And some of us need handlers.
Yes, and so if you see me at a show, and you want to come up and talk, and there's a cameraman running around, no, that's Devin, and he's the exact opposite of us bikers. He's there for a good time, and so far, I don't think we've disappointed on any good times. I think he's had plenty of good times. I took him to Mama Tried with me.
Oh boy.
Yeah, we might as well start off with a bang.
Well, there's that.
Yeah.
So,
but I know I can tell you this: February, one of my bikes that I built that I cannot show, I have not shown because it's built for one of these particular accidental mentions. Will be at Mama Tried in February. So if you're in the Milwaukee area or you're thinking about going to Mama Tried and you really want to see this bike firsthand, that's its first time it's going to be seen to the public, really. Hopefully the show has aired by then, but at the same time, if it hasn't, it hasn't. You can get the sneak peek before it happens. I don't care.
Yeah, man.
I'd rather pay the fine and let people see it than sit there and keep hiding such a cool bike.
No doubt.
So it is a cool bike. I will tell you this. It's a cool little 49 panhead. So
what happens whenever things really start to pop off? Because your trajectory has been a slow and steady one.
Yeah, I think we passed that. I think
I think you are.
I think we went to the horsewhip.
Yeah, but I mean, I remember whenever I started getting some notoriety and my name started getting thrown out there.
Rox, come here, Rox. Yep.
What it did.
So
I'm curious, with some foresight and knowing that you're on that ramp.
So I've already planned on moving my house.
Yeah.
I'm not moving the shop. I can't. This is fuck. It brings a tear to my eye thinking about moving from this place.
No, dude. Just,
So what people don't realize.
Yeah, why is that?
I'm a family man through and through.
Yeah.
Big family man. My grandfather was my absolute idol growing up.
Yeah.
He was a businessman. So much so, my first day of preschool, I was in a 3-piece suit, and he had to drop me off in his 3-piece suit to preschool. I walked in, briefcase, three-piece suit, tie, business. And, you know, that's the way Grandpa handled business.
Doing work, huh?
Yeah, Grandpa went to business every day like that, so how would I go to business? You know, to me, in my mindset, let's roll.
All right.
Little did I know that was the apex of my learning.
Right.
Day one in preschool, I showed up, you know, I can still remember teaching a little fancy, ready to work. My mom just let it go, you know. So my grandpa and great-grandpa started their very first building in 1948 in the building I'm sitting in right now. And I did not know that until I purchased the building. I bought the building obviously it's been outside of our family for a while.
Yeah.
And it's not where I remembered the business being at.
Yeah.
You know, and my mom, after I signed it, was so excited. I'm like, Mom, let me show you this new building I just bought. Like, I'm excited. Your kid that's a shithead is finally standing on his own 2 feet.
Yeah.
I'm doing it.
Yeah, yeah.
And I brought her, and she goes, yeah, I've been in here. I go, you've been in here. You have never been in here. She goes, yeah, okay, hold on. And then we go to her house, and she pulls out pictures of them working in this garage. I'm like, holy cow. So that's still his compressor from his shop that he used. And it's like still functioning. I made it function, and then I retired it.
Yeah.
Like I could plug it in today and use it. But just having a piece of him here,
Yeah, man.
it just, like my grandpa and great-grandpa. So now it's like, third generation of like in here. But he had a car, like they would service a gas station, service tires, wheels. And then after being in here a few months, I get a phone call from one of my cousins that I hadn't talked to in years.
Yeah.
Because it's on his side. So obviously that's happened. Families kind of split a little bit. You kind of learn who was the mold that held everybody together. My grandfather had that power of like, I'm the mold. Like,
Yeah.
I'm the glue. I'll make whatever right wrong. So he said, I was going through some boxes that we were getting ready to sit in for a rummage sale, give or take, something sale or whatever. And he goes, I found the old ticket book that they used to handwrite tickets in.
Yeah.
I'd like to drop by the shop. I think you should own it. I'm like, so it's hanging on the wall. So I get this ticket book. What's the first thing you do? You open it up.
Yeah.
All their handwriting, all their old tickets are still in that thing. I'm like, God. Just takes me back. Now it's my mom's dad.
Yeah, yeah.
So I just I made a little shrine around her desk of the building when it was theirs, new. The article that the newspaper wrote about me taking over the building, and then the ticket book's right next to it.
Yeah.
The ticket book still 1950 is the date. Yeah. So it's still sold. You had to write the last number in. And so that to me is probably one of my greatest treasures from this place. And that's the other, this place is falling apart. Yeah. Like when it's raining outside, it's raining inside.
Right.
There's no heat, there's no air. People think, oh, you got this luxury shop. It does if you got long johns, a long sleeve shirt, and you like to be hot as hell in the summer, then yeah, sure, it can give you everything a chopper shop wants.
It's the quintessential chopper shop.
It is. It
really is. Like,
and here's what people don't understand that I want to get to all these new builders that come up that think they have to buy all these fancy, fancy tools. When you would walk in our first shop, you know, when you walk in, did you see a lathe? No.
No, man.
Did you see like this marvelous welding system? No. You saw a piece of shit TIG welder, like flux core, like we bought for $200 at your Harbor Freight because that's the most I could afford, and we were trying to, I don't know what we were trying to do.
Trying to learn.
Trying to learn, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
That's before I even got my TIG welder.
Right.
Roxy, thanks for the cameo. We like that.
What's up, girl?
Let's give a hand for Roxy, everybody. Roxy. And that's the other thing. We're dog shop. We're dog-friendly shops around here. Yeah. So I literally create my bikes, cutoff wheel, a flapper wheel, a welder. That's it.
Yeah, you see Drew trying to bend a piece of steel up against the wall.
I will leverage it. Yeah, I will leverage that shit anyway. And people still to this day, that's how I make my sissy bars, is I find places and I'll leverage it in. Or my knees hurt. If you see me limping, it's because I probably like should have stopped it 5-6 years ago, bending sissy bars on my knee, trying to take 5/8 round and just getting it and stretching it across my knee. But that's the only way I knew how to do it, because I couldn't afford oxygen settling tank to heat it up, to get the bend, to make it nice and easy and structured. You know, I couldn't afford a tubing bender to where I could make all this stuff. So if you have the will to do it, there's always a way to do it. Always.
Yeah, I think you've embodied that as long as I've known you, man. I don't think I know anybody that set out to do something with as little as you had and did more with it.
Oh, absolutely.
Honestly, I mean, every bike that you've built has been like just hand jammed to the max. And I would imagine that some other builders or assemblers, if you will, probably couldn't fathom what you've done by hand.
Oh,
that
absolutely.
they couldn't do with a machine.
Oh, absolutely.
And that's not to speak down on anybody.
But it's a lesson in learning of like path.
Yeah.
And like, so I don't want to settle for it's good enough.
Right.
To me, and anybody in their craft, you want to be the best.
Yeah, man.
If you're not striving to be number one in your craft, what are we doing here?
Yeah, man.
Are you working or are you living? You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Like, I live this life. People think it's just an act. I hate to tell you, I live this life. I live it. I might go 2-3 weeks with and not shower, not because like, oh, I forgot to shower. It's because I am thinking about everything else on earth but a shower.
Yeah.
You know, like, there's many days I'll come in, my hands are still black from 3 weeks ago, and people are like, what's going on there? You wash your hands today? I will, eventually. Yeah. You know, it's probably why I get E. coli.
There's something to that.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's also something like any of the greats that you go back and read about, and I don't want to puff your head up, you know, fill you full of steam. You got enough of that.
Oh, plenty.
Yeah, but plenty of the greats throughout history were more concerned and disciplined in their task at hand than they were their own well-being or their own needs.
Yeah.
You know, whether that's something like hygiene or finance or anything. But man, I know there was a time that, I know you're a family man now, and I've seen that transition. I've seen you come back to your faith and your family and your friends, and I've seen you walk away from the booze. I've seen you pick up the Bible. What I would like to say is that you weren't a family man.
No.
You were a Drew man.
I was first.
You were first.
I was first. This
Absolutely.
business took precedent.
It did.
So what a lot of people also don't know is I gave up gang life.
Yes, you did.
To start this business.
Yes, you did. Walked away from it.
I walked away
and it
from
wasn't easy either. I watched it.
No, it was. Many phone calls on a night. I think I'm going to have to go through 12 people tonight just to get. It's like, whew. Like, I don't want to, but hey, if I show up a little battered, bruised, hey, at least it's done. It's done.
Yeah. Even after you were out, you weren't out.
Nope. They always like trying to suck you back in, which. You know, I had a good run with things. I had a good run. I just was at a spot where I wanted more for motorcycles. You know, and I saw it as a path. Now, the ADD in me will start a task, and then when something new, boop, oh, shoot, then I'm off to that one. I'm like, oh, God, go back and finish that one, you stupid ADD ass. Yeah. So, unfortunately, that's the fight. The mental health fight is the fight.
Oh, I know.
So, and here's why I'm bringing the mental health aspect up. Being October is mental health awareness month.
Hellness is a good word for it.
Yes.
That's a good word for it, brother.
Both of us, I can speak for myself, and obviously I know him well enough that we have battled the mental health demons and still battle the mental health demons. Like, you never just get out of it. I all of a sudden got anxiety in crowds from, like, no reason.
Yeah.
It's just, it's odd to me.
You know, when I go back and I look at my own path and I start seeing when my anxiety started creeping in and depression was at its highest and, you know, the suicidal ideations and all the craziness was when my ego was collapsing, my sense of myself was falling apart, and my arrogance was being shed away, but there wasn't any confidence yet.
Correct. Yep.
So like you're there and you're like, I know I've done this, I've been this thing, but that's not me right now. And all of a sudden you don't know what to do with yourself. And you can get lost in that
Quickly, because you're literally at the point where like, okay, I've made it.
Yeah.
People know me. I'm here.
Yep.
Where you're here.
Yep.
You know, I'm here. So
arrogance just goes through the roof.
and then but you don't like how you got here.
That's right. That's right.
You know, and you spend many nights, like a lot of people don't understand. There's been many days where I don't leave my room.
Yeah, man.
I can't even look at my phone.
Yeah.
I can't look at I can't call anybody. And it's just one of those things that I have to push myself, out of bed.
Yeah.
I have to push myself back into the world. Fair point is yesterday.
Yeah.
Kids were all home from school, obviously. And we're closed here on Mondays. So I want to spend the day with my kids. My other kid was home from school, home from college. So I literally took my phone and put it on the charger, on Do Not Disturb, all day. I get back to like 72 missed phone calls, 300 messages. I'm like, it can wait till tomorrow.
Yeah, man.
That type of stuff literally gave me so much anxiety to look at.
Yeah.
I'm like, what am I doing with my life?
Yeah.
This is what causes the depression and the mental health, because I'm just for fear of not holding up to what everybody has pictured in their mind.
Yeah, man.
So it even gets like, so we're sitting there, and at the time, my wife's sitting there with me, and she goes, somebody's at the door. I'm like, what do you mean somebody's at the door? Ain't nobody at the door. She's like, yeah, by finger. That fancy Ring camera notified her, There's this old timer standing out front. Hey, Drew, what's going on? Yeah. Granted, I just moved into this house.
Yeah.
Nobody really knows where I live right now.
Yeah.
Because, I just was thinking about you, and I got a case of banana whiskey I wanted to drop off. All right.
Awfully sweet of them.
Thanks, bud.
Yeah.
Little Z, I don't drink. But at the same time, I don't have the heart to tell this guy no. He kind of went out of his way to find my house and drop this. I'm like, cool. So I have a case of banana flavored whiskey, which does not even. And
I don't know what to say about that.
I don't even like bananas.
Yeah, right.
I'm just like, wow, neat trick. So that's why I say I'll be moving to some place where it's harder for me to get, because the more this channel grows, it's not that I don't love everybody. I do. I love hanging with everybody. I love telling my story to whoever wants to hear it. I love I love, what I really like is when people come up to me at the shows, now that they're starting to slowly realize that, I'm a chopper dude that loves God, and I follow that faith. I get more like, that's so cool. Can we pray real quick? Absolutely.
Yeah, right.
Because, the Bible says where two or more gather, he will be present. Yeah. So if there's any chance I can get God to be present at a show with all of us degenerates and just bring a little bit.
Well, I think that's the difference, man. There's a differentiator here between now and a decade ago.
Oh.
And it's God is in the middle of it.
Correct.
And I don't know how to convey that enough. Like if it's an interpersonal relationship, romantic, platonic, friend, family, kid, whatever, business, it has to be there. And it doesn't have to be. But when it is there, it's life-changing.
No.
And you just can't deny that. I don't care what anybody says. That is a differentiator for you.
The first time, I haven't told this to many, many people at all. The first time I actually felt that he was real and then he had my back, it was January, a year and a half ago. I tried everything. I've done gangs. I've hung out with all the motorcycle clubs. I've got friends by the drones, allegedly, but what I did have is my wife come to me and say, I'm leaving you. Yep. I had the bank come to me and say, we're taking your house.
Yep.
We're taking your cars. So I literally went from top of the pyramid to shit, now I got nothing.
That's right, man.
That quick. But at the end of the day, I tell my wife, it's all stuff. It's all stuff. The only thing that means anything to me is me, you, and the kids. That's it. It's the only thing that really means anything to me. So I got a date that said February 9th was my eviction date of my house, basically. The police were coming to kick me out of my house. I already had the cars. I already turned the cars over, and I bought some $1,000 shit boxes to get us through, you know. And I had no place to live. And then I have a guy come, stops by, Randy from Cycle Showcase. He puts a great show on. If you're ever in the area of a Cycle Showcase, make sure you see it. Amazing bikes. He calls me and says, hey, you're working on this Evo that's got holes in the tank you can see through and like really pushing my fabrication limits.
Right.
I said, yeah. He goes, you think we can get that done? We're probably 3 weeks away, 4 weeks away, and the bike's not even into paint yet.
Right. And this is in the middle
of all this, because this is how my mind works.
Yep.
I still didn't have enough on my plate to worry about. And at the end, I can't say no.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, we'll be there. We'll make it happen. So now I have to figure out how to move my whole house, find a house. You know, everyday operations have to continue. I have to finish this bike, all in about a 3-week period of time. February 6th, I get a phone call from a friend of ours, his mom. Hey, I got a rental house in Bethalto. All right, go look at it. Boom, sold it. Take it. Yeah, got it. We'll move in whenever. Yeah. I pay first month, last month, blah, 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 all the bullshit. Stress, just, okay, at least now we have a roof. Yeah. So I tell, at this time, we're separated. I was sleeping on the couch in the office. So just because I could have told her, like, look, we're not getting divorced, stop it, you know. Right. But that's not who I was. I was like, I want you to make this decision what's best for you. I will fully support it. It's 100% me. It's on me.
Yeah.
And just owned it, basically. She looked at me and said, we got everything moved in. I said, all right, your first month's rent's paid, last month's paid, deposit's paid, and here's next month's rent. Yeah. Don't worry, we got it. Yeah. You got it, it's you. Because me and my wife don't split money.
Right.
That's the biggest conflict is money in a marriage.
Of course.
You know, and I'm shitty with money. Like, I buy motorcycle parts, you know. So I get her all moved in and all that, and she looks at me and she goes, you know, it's just not home without you. Why don't we stay? Now, mind you, I started going to church the second week of January. So not very long. Month, 5 weeks maybe. Yeah. And now all of a sudden, I mean, I became a D1 prayer. Boy, every day I'd come in the shop, I'd pray. I'd leave, I'd pray. I'd pray for an answer. The 8th, start the bike up, ride it over to St. Louis for the show. In the show. I'm like, I don't know what everyone was worried about. I still had 48 hours. I could have put another task in there.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, now what? Yeah. I literally looked at my wife and said, now what? What were you worried about? Because she goes, I never saw an ounce of panic in you. I never saw, like, what are we going to do in you? How I said, it was real simple. At this point in my life, I have tried everything in America. Yeah. And there is no better time than right now. Yeah. That if I can't reach to him and say, if forever you want to help someone, help me now. Yeah. I need it more than you will ever know. Yeah. And because I remember going in, because I told my pastor about it. Yeah. I said, this is why I'm here. I said, I'm not going to BS you. Pastor Phil, you're like the Babe Ruth of pastoring. I swear to you.
He's a good guy.
Amazing, amazing. He's the first pastor that caught my attention. Yeah. Like, wasn't talking over me like I was some.
But you were ready for it, Drew. Like, that's the thing. Like, hey, Phil's a great guy. Yeah. And I don't want to take anything from Phil or anybody else that preaches the word. But until you were ready.
Deaf ears.
Dude, the alcohol had to be lifted.
Correct.
The addictions had to be lifted.
Right.
And I'm talking about myself.
No, in general. Yes, in general.
Like, you have to be ready, because until you're ready, you'll gloat. You'll make it about you.
Right.
But so, we didn't do any of it.
What the funny thing was, people don't realize, my family, my mom, my grandma, my grandpa that worked here, my great-grandpa, were beyond religious. You couldn't curse when you walked in their house. Like, my grandma had never said a curse word till she was like 73, 80 years old, and she thought shit was like, she said it just because it was fun that day, you know? So my grandma and grandpa were very well off. They would go on mission trips to build churches in third world countries. So, I mean, religion was all around me trying to get force-fed in my throat.
But
I had no time for it.
that's different than God, though.
Right.
Like, let's be real. Like, religion, you got religion over here and you got God over here, and it's great if they meet in the middle.
Correct.
But for too many of us as kids, it was just religion.
Correct.
It was
Correct.
just rules.
Right.
Yeah, it wasn't God.
It wasn't.
Right.
So
yeah.
this is what brings it back to me. So I went the first week of January or second week of January, I went to church at an AMC movie theater, which you know, which what I love about that is because the church has just celebrated their 10th year anniversary, and they're just getting ready to purchase, like they just getting ready to build a home. What I liked about that was I was starting my journey, and it felt like they were starting their journey. And I was still a little bit too cool to walk into a church and people know, oh, he's going to church, you know, because I was still young.
Yeah,
It's like, oh, he's just going to catch a Sunday morning matinee, you know, which you get to smell the popcorn and the butter, and while you're getting, you're like, this is great, you know, comfy chairs. So all that happened. I leave church. I'm on that bike right there. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to stop by my grandma's house. Because my mom had been living with my grandma for the last, 5-6 years. She was not doing well health-wise.
Right, yeah.
My grandpa died of cirrhosis of the liver. Never drank a drop of alcohol in his life. And he actually was at the Mayo Clinic, and they called him a liar and said, we will not have this discussion until you openly admit that how much you drink. He got up and left. Yeah. He's like, you're not going to work on me because, I have more faith in God will protect me than you. Yeah. And so I went and I sat down with my grandma. Now she's out of it, kind of, because she's in and out of sleep, and she was 93 years old, So we just sit down, and I'm just so excited.
About God.
About God, to tell her about it. Yeah. Look, Grandma, look. I probably stayed there an hour and a half. And you could just tell like a comfort came over her. Yeah. And then after I left, my mom told me this after. She said, he will be the one that puts his family back together. Because after my grandpa passed away, we all went separate ways. Nobody saw each other, feuds, fights, whatever. She passed within the next week. Yeah. So that's what she was waiting for.
Was she right?
I'm doing what I can, you know.
Yeah.
I'm trying to mend the fences. Some fences are pretty big.
Of course.
A lot of those fences are me, because I can say, here's one that you wouldn't get. My whole family's cops. Every one of them. Yeah.
Easy, Tiger.
Yeah.
It's all good, man.
You try going to a family function with your gang vest on. Yeah. And you got 6 cops circling you. Whoo, it's warming.
Yeah.
Woo, yeah.
Yep.
So let's just say this. Every cop in the family has had their turn at arresting me. That was neat. Yeah. But that's old times, So we're trying to mend fences. Nothing was healed in a day. But that's when all the stuff started working out and laying in line. I said, well, you got me. I'm hooked. I'm in.
Yeah, right.
You showed me. You had no reason to show me any type of love. I haven't shown you a time of day.
Yeah, that's the magic about God, though.
Yeah, he didn't care.
God works in this way that takes the ones that are the least expected and I don't like use because it's a love relationship, but shows his grace and his mercy through us. And next thing you know, you're not in control of that healing.
No.
Right? Mm-mm. And neither am I. We're not in control of anything. Mm-mm. We're just sort of like that vessel that sometimes light comes out of, and maybe it catches somebody's eye. Mm-hmm. But it's
wild.
When you let go of that control of I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that, all of a sudden life gets different. And you can't, I'm not going to say it's better or worse or whatever, but it's different. And it's hard to deny it.
Well, and I think the coolest part is, now granted, we were friends well before.
Oh, well before.
Well
Yeah,
before.
Yeah, yeah.
We were friends at the darkest times.
And we found our way back
Yeah.
on our own.
Yeah.
We weren't even communicating.
So I showed up
yeah.
to church a couple weeks ago, just happy-go-lucky. I was in from all of the shoots and video bullshit that I was doing. And Pastor Phil looks at me and goes, where you been the past couple weeks? I said, sorry, man, I've been taping, I've been running here and doing this, and I've been watching online, but I just couldn't get here. So he goes, well, there's somebody looking for you. Who? Who's looking for me here? And does he have a badge? Because I'm just curious of what my past is really creeping up. He goes, well, I can tell you, he doesn't have a badge, and I'm not going to tell you who he is. So, dick. All right, cool. I'll just sit here and wonder. So we got through prayer, and then Jeremy walked in. He goes, right after prayer, he goes, hey, Drew, your guest is here. He wants to talk to you. I'm like, oh. And that was the coolest because I didn't tell him where I went to church. I didn't tell him, hey, you know, and it just.
Had no idea.
We just found it our way back together to worship. And we still, now here's what people probably don't think. Oh, yeah, this is, you know, probably malarkey, 90% of it. Which look, guys, I want you guys to form whatever opinion you want because it does not give me one iota bearing on how I feel about anything. Right. I stopped caring what people actually thought about me at 20 years old and realized I'm built different, and I don't mean this in a good way or bad way. I'm built way different than most people. I fun at a way harder level than I can promise you have ever funned at.
Yeah, it's different.
I have been kicked out of every establishment around here for funning a hair too hard. And I'm not talking fights. I'm talking just fun, you know?
Yeah.
When the alcohol was flowing, I didn't know the stopping point, you know? And I'll tell one last story before we wrap this up because it's a classic of it where we were. Now he just got to hear about it aftermath with me and Yenny when I built Yenny his Honda chopper, and then we went and cruised all night long. And at 1 a.m, now I'm on another one of my bikes, Eleanor, super iconic bike of mine, hand shift, and I'm big ass apes, and I can barely hold the bike up. Me and him went drinking all night long. I'm standing at IHOP to pee and pass out standing up to piss. Like that's how I'm.
Were you at least in the bathroom?
I was.
Oh,
I was standing at a urinal like this.
Oh, man.
You know. We order a full spread. We get it, and I look at him and say, I gotta go. We gotta go. So we got $30, $40 worth of breakfast right here, and I go home. We go. Well, I go back to the shop because I couldn't make it to the house 30 minutes the other way. The shop was 10 minutes. So I'm going through town. I'm just jamming gears and ripping as fast as I can. I literally open the garage door, forget I have an alarm on the garage door, take the bike and just push it in. Shut the door, over to the trailer. Now, I am ass naked in that thing. Just enjoying life. Because it's a Saturday night. We're not open tomorrow. I think, okay, I'll get up in the morning. I'll dust the bike off. I'll ride it home. Yeah. Life will be life. About 30 minutes later, I'm just into a good pass out. I'm getting beat on by that door on that side. It's just getting beat on the side of this trailer. I open the door up naked, just, what up, guys? 2 cops sitting there shining a flashlight at me. Can you put pants on? Yeah.
Oh, man.
Can I help you? So I Russell, because I was so drunk, I didn't even know I didn't have pants on at that, you know. He goes, can I ask you a question? Sure. Were you, the alarm's going off in the shop. Oh, shoot. So that's my fault. I went in to go to the bathroom and didn't set the alarm. I forgot to hit the alarm. You know, I've been drinking and just forgot. He goes, okay, you're not driving? No. Mm-mm. Nope. And the next morning I come in and see the bike. I'm like, oh.
That was Eleanor?
Yeah. Oh. But just like a good little girl, nothing happened to her. Not a scratch, not a ding. I'm like, whew. Oh, whew.
No doubt.
Picked her up and rode home. So yes, I called the cops on myself.
Yeah, you did.
And that's one of them stories. I'm like,
Well, we've done it all to ourselves.
Yeah, that was neat.
Every bit of it.
So I called Yenny the next morning. I called Yenny to tell him the story. And he goes, well, hold on. I ain't even made it in my house yet. I said, what do you mean? My wife got so pissed off. Now it was probably 3, 4 in the morning, 2, 3 in the morning. Yeah. You know, nothing good happens after 1. I don't care who you are. He goes, my wife got so pissed, she locked all the locks, and like I don't have a key to get into it. So I slept curled up in a ball on the driveway, and I was using the bike as cover a little bit. And I said, yeah. And he goes, well, then I woke up, and the bike had slowly slid all the way to the end of the driveway. So there I am, just sitting there with the bike. It didn't fall. It just rolled slowly to the end where it was flat. I said, yeah. So we up for tomorrow? And we went and did the whole damn thing again. But now I can honestly say he is sober as well.
Oh, he's back in his faith.
Yeah, he's sober, back. I'm sober and back. And that's just one of those stories that it's like, whew, very lucky that, nothing bad came of it. But at the same time, if I would have hurt somebody or myself, that's one of those things I would have had to own, and thank the Lord I did not have to own it.
Well,
So
it's amazing how many times I can look back to either you or myself and just say, I don't know. I only know one way I made it through any of that.
Right.
Any of it. Whether it was self-inflicted or somebody else or whatever, it's a wild ride, man. But I'm really grateful to be here now. I tell you that.
You were not kidding. All right, Rox. I know we've bored Roxy long enough with our stories. As you can see, she's ready for nap time. So we're gonna wrap it up until the next episode. I got a couple guys planned for the next episode. So it's either I have a customer that's gonna come in and talk about what it's like to sit through a process of a build with me. And then I got a couple other builders lined up. So depending on which one makes it through first will be the next episode. We are gonna continue to do these. But in order for us to do it, you have to hit the like and subscribe button in order to get it. And because if enough of you guys aren't watching here to where we can do it, obviously we won't have the funding to keep doing it. So this is the shameless plug, as we want your money. We would need some funding so we can get Devin some better equipment and make us look even better than we already do. I want to look like an internet model or something eventually. If we can get some filters and make my beard long and like a wizard, that'd be good. But so make sure you hit the like and subscribe, please, and tell all your friends about this idiot that does this podcast, TV, realism show of whatever the heck it's called. I don't know, with Insta, Twittergram, whatever, and let's get this thing going and blow it up, boys. So enjoy, and like I always tell you, keep the rubber on the road because nobody likes your bike being in the repair shop.